The whole thing started because I was experiencing in my secret place. So for those that might not be as familiar, we're just talking about prayer time, creating a time where on a daily basis we kind of just get away, where it's quiet, no distractions, and spend time, maybe prayer, maybe reading the word, listening, worship, all kinds of things. But for me, I was in this season of just a dry place where it felt like I was hitting a wall. I would try praying and it just felt like a little dry. I would try reading the Bible and it just kind of like nothing was jumping out at me. And I felt like I was just in a really dry season of, okay, like, where's that spark? You know, sometimes we have like 5 minutes in the closet with the Lord and it's just amazing and glory. And I was in this place of, what's going
crickets.
on? Yes, crickets. So I started to share that with you, and we just, you had some incredible insight, and of course could relate. You know, we've all been there.
Absolutely.
We've all been through that. So
absolutely.
Yeah,
and just to your point, when you started out, you started talking about the secret place. So important because people joke about Christianese, and you know, in our circles, in our streams, we know, oh yeah, my secret place time, and it can get a little trendy. So I know it's Damon's heart. He shared a few things with me before about the podcast that he really wants to make our secret place time with the Lord accessible to even those to whom this is new. So perhaps you're a brand new believer, and what's a secret place? Is it like a tree house? That sounds a little strange. So it actually comes from Psalm 91, which most theologians believe was written by Moses. He wrote Psalm 90, and there's no author of 91, so the assumption is it was him as well. Psalm 91 verse 1, he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High God will abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And so when we go, I know Jamie, but when we go into the secret place of the Most High God, we are positioning ourselves to encounter him. Encounter him just meaning meeting him in a special way. He can touch our emotions. He can touch our minds. He can touch our soul. You know, their soul is your spirit. Your soul is your mind, your will, your emotions, your intellect, everything it's really your personality. That is the part of you that is not yet born again. But what we were talking about was, I know it's the secret place of the Most High God. I'm in the shadow of the Almighty. Got it. But what I'm experiencing is something completely polar from that. And it was really very humbling to like, wow, we're hearing this, and I'm like, for real, like completely been there. And I think the Lord allows those seasons. They help us go after him, if that's one way to say it. Do you feel the same way?
Absolutely. And in fact, you know, especially like if you know how it can be, and then you hit the dry spells, you're like, oh no, I want to go back to how it was. But I remember when that night that we first started talking about this, and I was sharing with you where I was at, the very next morning when I was in my quiet time, I was having that, like, okay, should I pray? Should I read? And I have this book that's always sitting there close by called My All for Him. Basilea Schlink. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
So this book
German saint
is always in my corner, and I really just felt like I was supposed to pick it up and read it. So I'm going to share a really quick passage that I literally just opened up to where my bookmark was. Well, you know, my page leaf here. I opened up, and I know this was the Holy Spirit prompting. I know this was the Lord saying, not only was he still hearing me and still with me, but to remind me of what you just said, which is this kind of dry season can increase love.
That's so well said.
It can increase our pursuit of him, which is super important. So this is the passage I was led to that very next morning. It says, bridal love is kindled when you trust in Jesus, your heavenly bridegroom. Trust is honoring to him. It causes him to draw close to you in love, and this, in turn, inflames your love. Offer him your trust, especially when it is dark in your heart. when he no longer answers and when he seems far away and unconcerned about you. Trust in his love when you can no longer understand his leadings. Your hopes are dashed and everything appears meaningless. If you can still trust him and say, "You're with me, you're in my heart, we are united forever. Nothing and no one can separate us," then this steadfast love will make your flame of love burn brightly.